Recently, I've been wrestling with the question of whether or not I can be victorious. Can I bring my best self every day, even when it's hard? It's nice to see you all again. My name is Andrea Bacote. I'm a graphic designer, photographer, teacher, and all-around designer from Florence, South Carolina. And let's get into the video. One of the things that has recently got me questioning whether I could be victorious is teaching STEM classes and after-school programs. And the reason it has been so hard is a lot of things have come up after I had given my yes to teaching. And it was a struggle coming up with lesson plans and ideas in a couple of days' time. But I got to work, and here are some of the ideas I came up with for my classes. I had planned for my students to do character design with creating different characters with backstories, recreating famous paintings, learning 3D software on their Chromebooks and 3D printing, as well as customizing and printing their own shirt designs. And did I get to all the things I had planned? Next was a client t-shirt collaboration. The brief was to collaborate with my client to create 2 t-shirt designs with the text Gullah Geechee, and I got to work straight away. Once I had solidified a contract and an invoice, I went to Adobe Illustrator to look for fun, interesting fonts I feel like would work well with her business, and I brought them into Procreate to make them even more fun and design them uniquely for her. And did that work out great? Not really. I had accidentally made a mistake. So between these 2 flops that were in the span of a month or 2, I really had to sit with myself and ask some hard questions. I had to be self-aware and do some self-reflection. And I paused on these questions here. Did I want to teach? Do I find joy in teaching? Do I want to communicate clearly with my clients? And will I gain from owning up to my mistakes? All things that are pillars of my business, of my personality, of my character that I wanted to really answer. And it took me a minute to go through each of these honestly and completely. But once I did, the answer to all of these questions was yes. Teaching brought me so much joy. My clients give me so much assurance of my skills, but also how I serve them well. And when I own up to my mistakes, things get better, not worse. So how did it all work out after I did so much reflection, so much critiques? My students got to do as much as we could. They made their character design sheets, they recreated famous artworks such as Basquiat's dinosaur and Van Gogh's sunflowers, and they even got to do some 3D printing. I did custom name tags for my students, and although they couldn't get into the software, they could for sure get a takeaway to show them what a 3D printer could do. And client-wise, well, I confronted her, I apologized, and she came back a week later, because she's so busy, wanting all 4 of the designs I made, including some ones that I didn't think would make it. And these are at least the first designs that she wanted to see on an actual shirt. So I went from only confirming 2 designs per this client to 4. Mistakes can reveal, and owning up to them, a even grander reward. And for myself, because I was feeling so exhausted and tired, I wanted to make something fun and joyful and bright that would just encourage me to keep going. So it's been a while now since that happened, and I'm still moving forward, and my classes are coming to an end. But what do I do every day before I even get to my job, get to these classes, or talk to my clients? Well, I approach every day with patience and prayer. And it's not easy putting it into practice, I promise. But I have to get up and keep trying because I know who I want to be. And I know the pillars I want to uphold in myself. Self-awareness and self-reflection are constant things that require an everyday reflection and everyday approach. But for me, it worked out. I had to face someone, I had to correct myself, and I had to change things up because it doesn't go my way. But through all that, I realized there is nothing I can't handle with grace. Thank you so much for joining me on this ride. With my journey of self-reflection and self-assurance, it is never ending. And it was not easy to confront a lot of the mistakes I made and realizations that I had to overcome. But if I can make it through, you can too. Have a great day and see you next time.